Here we are at day 9 of this painting journal, and today's subject is going to be eyes. So this is going to be fun practice painting eyes. I'm going to decide to paint 2 eyes, a closed eye and an open eye, and we got some interesting colors to use, so it's going to definitely be abstract. It's not going to be a realistic eye. The secret ingredient is antique silver. If you don't have this, don't worry about it. You can just skip this step when I'm using the antique silver. I'm just going to show you some fun things to do with it though later on. For this first step, I'm going to work on my closed eye, and I'm going to start with my cool color, which is blue, and I'm just getting down the basic eyelid shape right now. And then I moved over to my round brush and that dark maroon on the very right color, and now I'm painting the crease, the eyelid crease, and then this part right down here, this curved line, is the eyelash. Okay, so this is the eyelash line. So it's going to be thicker in places, and it doesn't have to be realistic at all, but just make your line inconsistent, not a straight line. Okay, so now I'm working right underneath that brow, and I'm adding a warm color, which is the yellow color. And I want to blend that just a little bit. So I'm adding some white. Now I'm gonna see what it looks like to put some of that red color down and how I'm gonna work that in, and then I'm working with my pink. So right now in this phase, I'm just experimenting, seeing what I like, because I can always go over it with another color. So I'm working on the inner part of the eye, the eyelid area, and I want to make sure that that's dark because the light's not going to hit it over there. And now I'm right underneath the eye. There's that kind of that wrinkle area. I'm going to make that a little bit darker and then put pink under there. See if I like that. There's so much experimenting with this. So I feel like there needs to be a warm color right there because it hits the nose right there. So I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to add that in the middle of the eyelid. And a little bit on the brow area, right underneath the brow. Okay, so you can pause the video anytime just to follow along with me because I know this is kind of a difficult painting. So I'm going to put in the brow, and I'm just keeping with my round brush there, so it's not going to be like perfect lines. And I grabbed black and I added that to my dark red because I didn't have a very strong contrasted color, so I felt like I need to do that. Now I'm moving on to my small brush, my small round, and I'm adding in the eyelashes. The eyelashes are always a curved line, and they curve over there on the left side to the left, and then in the middle they start just going straight, and then they start curving to the other direction. So on the right of an eye, curve it to the right, and on the left of an eye, curve the eyelashes to the left. And it's important to keep them inconsistent because when we have eyelashes, our eyelashes aren't all the exact same. Sometimes there's places where you might be missing a few eyelashes, and that all just looks very consistent to making it a little more realistic, even though this is not a realistic painting. So I added just a little bit of blue in there, some cool colors, and that makes it look like the light shining on it. So you can always pause the video and kind of play around with that. But right now I'm going to start working on the open eye. And very similar, I'm going to start with my light blue, and I'm going to create an almond shape to it, okay? I'm just going to leave a little bit of blue on the bottom and some blue on the top. And I'm going to work with my warm color, and I want to drip down just for some fun playfulness to this painting. So I'm taking my yellow and adding a little water. If you had some fluid medium, this would work too, but water will work, and I just want that to drip down. And I'm going to create several different colors of drips. So I'm going to put some pink down, and then I'm going to make that drip too. I don't want it to look like the eye's bleeding, I just want it to be like a fun thing. So I'm going to put pink around the eye, and then I'm adding water to it now and letting it drip. So anytime you want to pause the video and do the same, or if you don't want to add the drips, that's okay too. This is all about being creative, so you can create your eyes however you wish. You don't even have to follow along exactly with this video. You can interpret the eye painting however you wish and make it true to yourself. So now I'm going down to the small brush because I'm going to work on the details of the eye, and I'm going to outline the shape of an eye. Every eye you look at has a different shape to it. So I'm just looking at the shape of my eye, which is more like an almond-shaped eye. You can use a different reference photo if you'd like, and maybe that will have a round-shaped eye or a hooded-shaped eye. Mine's a little hooded, so I'm going to create that. So right now I'm putting dark in that area right above the eye. So you have your eyelid, and that's the light blue, and then right above that is a dark area where there's more shadow. So that's what I added there, and then I'm going to work on that under lid, that lower lid, and I'm putting in some dark there so that I can define that lower lid where the eyelashes will also be down there. So now I'm working in the center of the eye where the white is, and a lot of people think that's pure white. It's not. It's usually like an off-white or a gray color. So I'm going to put that in, and there's shadow underneath your eyelid or where your eye closes. So you want to follow that shadow area. Right where the tear duct is, you know how it's pink there? There's also a little bit of white when the light's shining on it because it makes it look like it's watery. So I'm going to do that. Adding a little bit of white to blend that gray in. And now I'm going to work on the eyelashes just a little bit, pulling up right there, and then I'm going to go around with that same color around the iris. So a couple things to notice is that the iris, it hits that top eyelid, but it doesn't hit the bottom eyelid, and it's just a nice round circle. So for the pupil, I'm also putting a circle right in the middle, but I'm not completing the circle. I'm going to leave some white so that it looks like light is shining on it. Now I'm going to use my blue to fill in the iris area to make the color of the eyes. And then I'm going to take my small round brush and I'm going to create lines going towards the iris. So from the outside to the inside lines. And that's when you look at your eye, you have those lines. Okay, and then I'm going to finish up creating the eyelashes. And right now I just wanted to add a little bit of the darker color right there and then push up the eyelid where the eyelashes are. So I'm going to let that dry for a minute. And now I'm going to create the lip where the bottom eyelid is. So see how that created a little more dimension in the eye? And all this is from observing my eye, actually. And so, you know, you have that, and so you add that, and that's what creates more of a realistic look, even though this is abstract. Okay, so now I'm gonna do those bottom eyelashes just a little bit, and then let that dry. And since my iris is a little bit drier, I'm going around that just a little bit more, making it darker how I like my values to be. And now I can work on my eyelashes again, see if it's dry enough so that I can work on them. It's not, the eyelashes, you know, they're a curved line that go to the outside of your brow. So I'm struggling with it just a little bit because I'm not able to see the definition of the eyelashes, and so I'm adding a little bit of white to it and letting that dry so that maybe I can get some more contrast there. So everything is about getting enough contrast, getting the right value. Okay, value is the difference between light and dark. Because I have to use these colors, I at least want the values to match, and that's what's gonna create the look of an eye. since the colors will not say, hey, you know, this is not tan and green eyes or brown eyes. So I'm using the values to help me define it. So I decided I want some of that light blue to drip too. And now I'm going to work on the outside lid of my eye. Just add in a little bit of pink. Okay. And now I'm going to work on my eyebrow. This time I decided to go to my flat brush and see if I like it. I don't, so I'm going to go to my round brush. And I'm just kind of defining the eyebrow shape. And notice how I use like small angular brush strokes, and then I start flattening out on the edge and making it thinner on the edge for the eyebrow. Okay, so I'm adding in that light again on the tear duct. And now I'm going to start working on my background because I'm happy with my eye the way that it is. I think it looks really good. And you don't have to do this step. This is completely up to you. But I feel like this painting to me is kind of incomplete. And if you're just practicing your eye, that's fine. But I like want this to be a finished painting. So I'm going to add some drips and some background colors in there and make this just kind of fun. So I'm defining the edge of the nose right there with the pink so that it can look like the eye is just showing half of the face right there, and then on the other one it's showing the other half. Sprinkling in my antique silver and I'm done.
Thank you so much for painting with me. I hope you learned a lot watching me in my painting process here. I decided while I was painting that I wanted to do a closed eye and an open eye, and I kind of made them opposites because I wanted to make it kind of a complete painting, but I also wanted to focus on the eyes. So my favorite part was just the playfulness of it. Like this part was a little more technical, and then I just had fun playing.
When you're painting an eye, it requires a lot of observing what an actual eye looks like and getting those values correct. So if you click in that upper right hand corner, you can get the reference photo to help you paint along with me and an art lesson to go with this.
So I hope you sign up for my art lessons, and if you want to watch more videos, they're right here for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!